Okay, according to this, I only have 12 minutes and 57 seconds. Is that because I'm low on memory? Anyway, today is April the 12th, 2020. Corona season. Whether it's true or false. I guess people are passing away and dying and stuff like that. I was going to say it's another situation, but actually this story I'm about to say has something to do with this Corona issue that we're going through. The day before yesterday, which was Friday, I guess the 10th, I was in Manhattan, New York City, and I was walking southbound. I was headed to the bank to go to the ATM. I happened to be in the area of 150th Street and Broadway. I was on 150th Street and Broadway, or 151st to 150th Street, heading southbound on Broadway. And about one or two, I'll say, car lengths in front of me, there was a female. Please don't hit my car. There was a female walking in front of me. She happened to have one of these masks on. Her mask is better quality than I have on now. Just trying to set up the scene. It was a cool day, cool and windy day. And this male comes opposite her. He didn't have a mask on at all, which is fine. A lot of people not wearing masks, even during this Corona season. And he spits at her in her face and says Corona. And then I remember myself at that time, I witnessed this whole entire situation. And I said to myself, basically, I probably didn't use my name, but I said, hey, are you going to do something about it? Or are you just going to keep walking? Because the lady stopped. And she said something like, oh my God. And there were other people that saw this. So, it took me a couple of seconds to say, no, I can't let this go. You want to try to mind your own business in these days and times. But, something in the back of my mind said, you're going to let this evil walk around. Is pure evil, because this time and day people are sick. And you're thinking it's funny. And you think you're just going to get away with it. So the guy continues. He walks it towards my direction. And then I turn around and I follow him. I take my phone and I call 911. The operator picks up, and I told her, my location and a description of the guy who did it, and to my memory, what happened. But I started breathing hard and saying, I'm not expecting this, man, and it was very sad. But anyway, I follow him, and he ducks into the store. And I kind of remember starting to give this lady, the 911 operator, who had a female voice, that he was inside the store. So he comes out the store. He knows I'm following him, by the way. He comes out the store, walks towards me, and he's going to pass me. And then a city bus comes heading southbound on Broadway. And during these days and times of the Corona in New York City, the bus operators aren't letting the passengers get on the front door. They get on the back. So he starts hopping on the back door. And I guess my thinking was, if he gets on that bus, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. So I say, no. You got to get off the bus. And I trying to make a citizen's arrest. And I grab him by his feet as he's walking up the door. He falls back. And I still remember still having my phone in my hand and trying to talk to the 911 operator. She probably thought I was crazy. But now, I'm kind of in battle now, trying to make the citizen's arrest. And I remember pulling his feet, and he was holding on. I couldn't get him. So somehow that adrenaline kicked in, and I held my phone. I didn't want to break my phone or lose these two expensive headphones I had in. in my ears, the the wireless ones. They're very good, by the way. So I remember taking my left arm, grabbing him by his chest, and I just yanked him on the floor, trying to make this citizen's arrest. I keep emphasizing that for a reason. I'm just beating up the guy for no reason. He just spit in this lady's face, and I used my strength. Not that I'm all that. I do work out. I threw him out the bus, and he landed on the ground. And then I started telling him, "You spit in this lady's face," and yelled, "Corona! In some substance, you know what you did. You know what you did." Also, I'm around a strange neighborhood. I don't want people just thinking I'm arbitrarily committing a robbery or beating up this guy. I said, "No, that's no good. That's no good." And finally, he gets up. And I like I said, I don't want to make the appearance like it's a robbery in progress or anything while I'm trying to make the citizen's arrest and hold it for the police to come. So I think, if I remember correctly, basically let him go, let him get up. And he walks back towards 150th, towards the lady. I guess he's trying to get away from me. And then he walks past the lady, and then he makes a right turn heading towards Riverside Drive. On from Broadway heading westbound towards Riverside Drive on the north side of the street. And then I talked to the lady a little bit, and I asked her originally just to wait here. I asked her, did he spit at you? And she said yes. I know the answer already, but I said, please wait here. And when he walked down there, the police came. And I told her, go, I'm trying to look at where he's going, the guy who spit in the lady's face. And the police are pulling up. I waved them down. I tell the lady, go talk to them. I'm trying to see where he's going. Then he walks, he gets out of my sight. And then I go talk to the police. So they were going to look for him. So I walk down on that street, 150th Street. And when I get almost to Riverside Drive, I see him in the doorway of a building. And, he doesn't live there, I don't think, but he's trying to get away from me. He didn't live there. And I'll tell you why later. He didn't live there. Getting excited thinking about it. It's just, my adrenaline's going. So I walk down there. He's in the building on the northeast corner of Riverside Drive and 150th Street. I get him there, and I continue. I'm trying to make the citizen's arrest, and hopefully I could, subdue him where he wasn't fighting me. I even yelled police, so maybe he would stop, but that didn't stop him. And by the time, I was trying to hold the door, there's a double door. He couldn't get through the second door, so he's just in a little vestibule area, if I'm saying it correctly. And at that time, the police were making a turn to head up 150th Street. And I held the door open, waved them down. I said, police, police. And they stopped and they interviewed the guy. It was a sergeant and his driver. And then the lady that got assaulted, she was still on the corner of Broadway, but she was looking down the hill, and I waved her down. And she did walk down. Very nice lady. I found her later. Even if she wasn't nice, they shouldn't have done that to her. But she walked down, and I talked to the police and told them what happened. Then later on, I had to talk to him for 5 to 10 minutes. The driver says, the sergeant's driver said he's emotionally disturbed. So I didn't say anything, I didn't identify myself or anything at that time. But in some substance, after a few minutes talking to him, they let him go. They just let him go. He just bitten this lady. In these days and times of this coronavirus, they just let him go. They didn't say anything to him. That he should have been arrested, and that makes it bad. in these days and time. That's a terrorist act, right? Isn't it? During these days of time, even in this city, this let him loose city, he should have been arrested. Or if he's emotionally disturbed, he should have been hospitalized or something. He should have been detained. And I don't mean detained for the interview. Detained like, you're not going to be out on the street tonight, sir. You know? But they let him go. And even afterwards, another unit came on the scene and said, like I said, my adrenaline's even going now. I'm getting old. I'm too old for this stuff, man. I just want to live peaceably. A second unit came on the scene, and I guess the sergeant told them to interview the lady that was assaulted. And I believe they took her name and what have you, but there was no arrest made. He just let him not even the second, not even the car that interviewed her. I think the original car that was there, they said go. You know what's going on? This is not some bullshit. You know. And anyway, it was very sad. And I don't like to talk against. I'm not anti NYPD for reasons. You know, but you can't just let that go. That could have been somebody's mom or what have you. And this, wow, even in these days and time, he's got to be arrested or hospitalized. You know, and not only did he spit in her face, but I'm a civilian, and I'm risking my life to try to help her out. You know, and I expected them to help her out too. You know, do your job, man. I know there's rough times and they're working a lot of hours. I'm running out of time with this video. But why? You know, a lot of police officers now, you know, there's like 7,000 or more police officers out sick from this COVID. And you know what happened? She spit in his face. I mean, I'm sorry. He spit in her face and yells the word COVID. You know, it used to be, something should have been done about that. So, like I said, God bless the NYPD. And I mean that, you know. It's a hard job, and I know that, but that was wrong. Something should have been done. I did hurt myself. I'm running out of time here. I hurt my thumb and all that. And I don't care. But, I'm fighting this guy. You know, it's crazy. So that's what happened. And I just wanted to document it some kind of way. God bless everybody that deserves it. Bye.